Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, the 29th of November. We have made it to the end of the week of our 12 days of Christmas. We are on day 5. My name is Alisa Tilsner. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and we have been doing a 12 days of Christmas going live every day. I'm not going to go live on the weekend, so I'm going to have a little bit of a break, but we'll be back on Monday. But we're on day 5 at the moment. And I was sort of thinking, because now I'm thinking, what card am I going to make tomorrow? What card am I going to make tomorrow? But I've had an idea in my head a while back when we were looking at the Reindeer Fun set a couple of weeks ago. And it sort of went out of my brain, and then it popped back in yesterday. So I thought I had wanted to try something back then, and I didn't get around to doing it. So now is the perfect time to do it, right? And I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing a very different color scheme. Every year I do a pink and orange Christmas card, and I've only done one so far this year, I think. So I'm going to do pink and orange this time. So let's get the camera swung around. Hello and welcome if you are joining. Let's switch this camera. So hello, Crystal, how are you? And happy Thanksgiving to all our US friends. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving over here in Australia, but happy Thanksgiving to all of our US friends, because we know that you guys do. We seem to adopt your sales though. We're getting your Black Friday sales, and it's, you know, we're not even American, so anything for $1, right? So we're going to use this stamp here, and what I had thought was to use it as a background and just have that as the main focus. So sometimes I find, well, you know, what am I going to do with these little stamps? So that's what we're going to do today. I have already started a bit just because I wasn't sure how long it would take to do, but it didn't actually take me that long. So good morning, Lynn. How are you? So what I have done so far, and it's probably, you can just pick it up, is I have white embossed those little jingle bells over my card already, and I'm just going to fill in the bottom. I've left a little bit of space between each one, and I've kept them all in the same direction, so they're not, you know, you could do them all over the place if you wanted to do really random. But let's see if I can see what I am doing, because I didn't have to lean over a little bit, but now I've got a few little embossed areas. It's just when you stamp this Versamark, you sort of need to tilt it a little bit to see where you are going. And I think I need another one just down here in the corner, just the tip of it. And then I sprinkled the whole card with, and then I can, with embossing powder, and emboss it. I think if you do like what I've done here, you know, little bits at a time, and then that way I can actually see that I'm going to need to do a little bit on the edge there. So I might be tricky and see if I can do that, because I've got them coming off of that edge, but I don't have anything coming off of that edge. So make sure I haven't got any powder on there, and very carefully just do, I don't want to dip. So I'm just going to do very, watch where I put my fingers down here, just a couple just off the edge there. And I might do another one just off the edge there, because I've left them fairly spaced up the top, but now I'm starting to cram them at the bottom. So let's gently pick that up and grab those two on the sides, and then grab that one down the bottom. Perfect. Okay, I think I am happy with the way that's going to go. My sentiment's probably going to do a little bit of filling in anyway. So my layout today is going to be reasonably simple, but I'm hoping to do a little bit of detail on this background piece. So let's get that heat embossed. So today's probably going to be a quiet day, because a lot of our American friends who join us, it would be evening for you, so you would be celebrating your dinner. Do you guys have more of a lunch or more of a dinner? And I don't think Facebook's been very kind and have been pushing out the event notifications either. So you have to look into how that's working too. Nearly there. Probably hard to see being white on white for everybody. Make sure you get it all. Good morning, Leanne. Hello. Oh, you're going to love. I am still finding little dots when I'm scrolling on my iPad. I'm still finding little dots of that enamel that I used yesterday. So I really liked your idea of putting cling wrap over my iPad next time. I'll have to remember that. Okay, so I've got my piece of white and it is fully embossed with the little bells from the Reindeer fun. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of an ombre ink blending, and I'm going to go pumpkin pie into peach pie. So, oh, that's pretty apt for Thanksgiving, isn't it? Pies, don't you guys have lots of pie on Thanksgiving? Cherry, is it cherry pie or is that cranberry sauce that you have? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to start off down the bottom because I've only got the one blending brush that has got orange, and I'll just use it for both of them. So I'm just going to tap off first just to remove any, because I want it lighter at the bottom. And I'm going to not start right on the bottom edge. I'm actually going to start about here, and that way I can take it lighter down that way and I can bring it heavier up this way. So I'm just going to run that across. The edges always pick up more cardstock, more ink. And then I'm just going to bring this up so that I am using most of that ink, and then I can bring it down and it should be nice and faded. Okay, and then I don't need to come back into that area again. I can concentrate on this next area. Good morning, Tracy. So then I can just start where that darker line was left off, and I've got that nice ombre look going on. Okay, and now I can turn around because I feel awkward doing it that way. Okay, and this is where I'm going to introduce my pumpkin pie. So that was peach pie. They have pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. There we go. Pumpkin pie. And it's a sweet, isn't it? As dessert. Pumpkin pie is a dessert. All right, and then I'm going to start at the top and just work my way down. And this one I will go fairly heavy, because if you've hung around me for a little while, you know that my ink blending, I cannot help myself. I am usually a fairly heavy-handed ink blender. And I'm wriggling my table massively, so hopefully my camera's being on my table, hopefully it's keeping up with the momentum and that it's fairly stable for you. So I'm going to go for it with this one, because there is a little bit of a color tone difference. So I just want to sort of make that a little bit happier. Now, I had thought about doing some ink splatter, water splatter over the top. So what do you guys think? Should I do, or should I leave it and see what the rest of my card's going to look like and then come back and do a little bit of water flicking if I need to? Let me know your thoughts. It is sweet, yeah. I'm not a big pumpkin fan, so I don't know, maybe I would enjoy pumpkin pie because it's sweeter. I don't know. All right, so we've got a nice deep orange there, and then what I'm going to do is I've probably got a fair bit of pumpkin pie still on my brush. I'm just going to bring that down a little bit into where that peach pie was. Good morning, Ronnie. We are making it into day 5. All right, I'm just very, very lightly, like I'm like really loosey, just bringing that down a little bit further. See how that picked up a fair bit then? Probably, but I do want it just a little bit darker, because if I do a little bit of ink splashing onto it, then I want it to be able to be seen down there. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks good. Leave it and wait. Probably a wise thing to do. All right, but I am really super happy with that, the range, how it's come down. That looks really good. And I don't think I need to, but if you do happen to need to, what you can do is just grab a paper towel. Oh yes, I do need to. It's just gets any ink off of that embossed area and makes it nice and bright again. So just pick a clean spot on your paper toweling. All right. Good-o. So it's probably going to be a fairly quick card today, because like I said, the layout is going to be simple, because I want this piece here to be the star of the card. So I have still got the Peaceful Seasons from yesterday, so I am now going to do some white embossing, and I'm going to just do Merry Christmas again, but this time I'm going to make sure I leave enough room for have the banner. Hey Lois, how you going? Oh, Facebook's come to town now. I don't know why, they just don't seem to be like it used to. When it would set up an event, Facebook would share the event, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to share it. It just puts it there and doesn't share it. So I have to go back in and share it. And what am I looking for? Ah, this. And of course, I always forget to, because I'm not used to doing that. And I don't know whether people will find it or not. So there we go. All right, nice and inky. This is going to look pretty on the pink. All right, I need my tray. You don't always need all the fancy stuff, do you? A piece of folded paper works just as well. There we go, beautiful. I love the font. I love how solid it is. I love how smooth it embosses. It's just a beautiful Christmas. I should have done my Merry at the same time. Let me do that. And I'm going to leave this having some room. Where is Merry? There you are. And just a small, it's probably an overkill block, but I don't, oh no, I'm using the other one, that's why. It's like I can't find my smaller block. It's because it has the bells on it. All right. All right, so I'm going to leave this one plenty of room so that I can die cut it with that lovely banner. Try not to tip all my powder out on it this time. Do make sure I've got that nice and clear, because if I die cut it and it's got flecks everywhere. Hello Deb, how are you going? Okay, so I'm just going to heat set these two, so excuse the noise. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, making sure that's back where I felt it wobbly on my desk. All right, I will trim it closer to this side so I know what space I've got going on. I'm making a mess this morning. Let's get them all together. Okay, oops. And instead of doing a white card base today, I thought I would do a peach pie base. All right. So here's our Christmas. Line it up nice and straight, hopefully. Squish it down. Hopefully I've got it. All right, let's whiz it through. Christmas, Merry. And it takes up that whole space. Love it. Beautiful and big. Okay, and then for this one, I am going to, there's a few different banners in this one, actually. There's a really big one, so if you've got other sentiments that you want to do, or you've got a bit of space, and we've got some other beautiful frames as well. So let's do this one from here. Try and line that straight. My cardstock is a little bit warped from the heat gun. Whoops. I never know whether to die cut these types of things first or stamp and then cut, because it does get a little bit warped. See, now I can't keep the damn thing straight. The darn thing. Sorry. So what do you guys do? Would you die cut it first, or would you... Oh, I think I did it again. It's not happening for me, and I know I'm going to get crooked. Maybe if I bend my card. What would you guys have done? Die cut first or emboss first? There we go. That's sitting a little bit better. And it doesn't help that my top plate is getting nice and cracked either. There we go. Now I got it. And now I'll run it through and it'll probably shift under there and it'll be crooked. Nope, it stayed. Yay. There we go. So sweet. And it's got little, I don't know whether you can, oh, can you push them back? Oh, look at that. I haven't done that before. Yeah. It's got little lines there. So, wow, look at that. You can actually push that back a little bit and give it a bit of a 3D look. Whoops. How's that? Interesting. I don't know whether you're supposed to do that or not, but it's got those little lines. So, but be careful with them because they're just hanging on. They're not a very big little line there. Okay, well, like I said, it's going to be a very simple card design. Let's put it on the base. That's why I wondered whether I should do some ink splatting, water drops. You know what I'm... So that's the next question. Should I go back and do some water splatters? I'm keeping it very, very simple. I do have a piece of pumpkin pie that I bought in because I thought I might cut out, there's some jingle bells from these dies up here. So I thought I might cut them out. Oh, I haven't used them before. They're still stuck in. So I thought I might see what these guys look like. But I'm thinking that pumpkin pie is probably the wrong color and maybe they should be in pink as well. So, oops. Okay, and they have got, I was wondering whether they would have a little hole at the top. So yeah, I'm thinking they're going to need to be done in pink as well. They're getting lost. We don't want that happening, do we? All right, get rid of you guys. Have I got enough room? Yes, love it. So we'll go back to that question. Water splatters over that, or do you think that I should leave it? Because it is actually a really nice smooth blend. Oh, pokey tool. Go. Nice, nice, nice. And I am going to, I think, put my own twine on there. There is a little die cut bow, but I think I am going to put some silver and hook them together. And then I'll just hang them somewhere. I'll pop them somewhere. They're actually quite cute. They've got a little bit of detail in them. They've got a little bit of embossing and a little bit of detail in them. Tracy says if she finally got a smooth blend, she'd leave it. I'll bring it up to the screen so you can see how it turned out. It is really smooth. I don't often get them like that, so I am pretty happy that that is nice and smooth. So let's work on these little bells. I'm thinking silver is probably a nicer one to go than gold, and I don't know whether to cut these in half like I did the other day and just use the silver edge, or whether I can actually see enough to, I think it's going to be too much if I try and do it that way. I might, because I thought I could hook them together. Let's cut a length off and then just cut it in half and see what we get. So I know it's probably wasting ribbon, but I don't use a whole lot of ribbon and it's just sitting in my cupboard. Whoops, now you have to be really, really careful, because the last time I tried doing this, I kept cutting it because I can't see. All right, whoops, and that's you I want. All right, let's pop these guys back on. Really, really simple. And we'll thread these two together. Well, we'll see if I can thread them two together. I don't know whether this one should go first then, right? Ah, there's a and then we'll try and thread this one on. Get them both the same way. All right, I can feel ribbon hairs now. I might have to stick the two together just to hold them in place, but let's get them sorted. I'm going to use that nasty little green glue. Okay, and I'm just going to put a dot on the corner there, if it will allow me. Yep. And I'll just stick these two together. And then hopefully I can tie, whoops, 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 whoops. Steady on. Oh, 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 oh. All right, something like that, so that the two little holes are together at the top. Oh, let me bring this up so that you can see what I am doing. So I've sort of basically made the two little holes come together and then just stuck the two on a bit of an angle. There's three of them in the bunch, but I think two will be fine. And then we can attempt to tie this off in a bow. Right, and also I'll just want to remind, we've had our last day of shipping notification. So if you are wanting anything for Christmas from Stampin' Up, whether you want to give gifts, the kits to anybody, they make, if you're stuck for nieces and nephews and or grandkiddies, the kits are probably a really good option. And some of them are only $25, some of them go up to $44. But if you are looking to give Christmas gifts, oh, there we go. Finally got it. if you're looking to give them for Christmas gifts or anything like that, cutoff date is the 9th of December. So, or if you're looking for little stocking stuffers for your friends, you know, a packet of blending brushes or a packet of daubers or, you know, something small like that, you can, packet of spritzers even, you know, these are only, what are they? I think they're $7.50 or something for a pack of spritzers, you know, just something for a little token gift or something. Last longer than a block of chocolate, probably cheaper than a block of chocolate nowadays, and won't go to the hips. So if you have crafting friends, you know, they're good little things. I like these long tails. They don't want to, I might leave them as long tails. Okay, so that's pretty much all I'm doing for my card. So I am leaving this. Hello, my friend who has my name, Alisa. I'm not going to call you Stitch. I'm going to remember that you are another Alisa. Okay, so I am not ink splattering. I'm doing a smooth blend. Was that the consensus? Leave it smooth because I actually got it smooth. I don't need to hide any imperfections. Easy, easy. All right. Let's get it done. There is a little bit of warp on it. So I should probably put a little bit more adhesive. Just it will settle down. It's just a little bit of warp from all that embossing that we did, but it should relax. Let's get that stuck down nice and straight. Okay, so we will do Merry Christmas, and you can either, you know, this is where the rule of thirds come in. So you can either pop your Merry Christmas up in the top third, or I tend to like to bring everything down and do mine in the lower third. So if you can imagine in threes, I tend to keep everything down here, and I will probably, that one will be tricky, probably over there, I reckon. That's the only problem with doing that, because if you're doing it up here, you can pop that sort of anywhere, but I always like to put things down the bottom. I am looking for dimensionals. All right. Just finished Thanksgiving dinner. I was wondering whether, here come all my YouTube friends. I was wondering whether you celebrate Thanksgiving more as a dinner or as a lunch. So that was my question earlier, but of course I was talking to all the Aussies and we were just like, But we did work out that you guys have, I'm actually going to bring this down. Yeah, I'll put the bells up in that top corner, I think. So I'll bring this a little bit further towards the bottom. Okay, and then some minis just on the back of this little banner. Oh, bling, 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 bling. I think it might be just some plain old rhinestones today, I think, unless I have a nice pink. But I'm thinking keep it silvery. Oh, maybe I should do, oh no, maybe I'll do it here. Thoughts in my brain. Okay, and I'm going to trim those down. I'm not going to leave them super long, but I should be able to fit. Will I fit two is the question. Possibly. There we go. Can you see them? No. A little bell. Well, I think rhinestones will go nicely with the silver because I think I'm almost out of my druzy ones which are silver, and I will definitely cut those tags off. Both. So just pretty much like Christmas. You celebrate Christmas lunch and then you have Christmas dinner again, which is usually just leftovers. And you have pumpkin pie. Turkey and pumpkin pie. I'd like to hear the story about the tradition of pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. Okay, so let me just grab my my bits of bling and find out which container they are in. I've got so many. I've got, that's not the right pink. I do have, I think I've only got 2 of them left. Oh, wrong container. At least I only have 2 containers left. Here's those drusies. They are so pretty, but they're massive. And I've only got 2 of them left. I should get some more of them. I think it'll just be rhinestones. Oops, if I can pick them up. There we go. And we'll just get them, pop them around. And that's it. Pretty simple today. So if you did end up with little imperfections in your ink blending, I would have done the splatter. I don't know whether it would have made it look too busy or not, but there we have it. So day 5, a very different color palette for Christmas. I like pink and orange together, so it's my fave. There we go, with a little bit of silver attached to it. So there we go, pumpkin pie because of the abundance of squash available in Lightful. Okay, so there's no meaning behind it, it's just that there was so much of it. Okay, so day 4. Day 1, we started off on Monday and we did the ornaments from the Christmas kit. I will show you. I sort of feel like I wish I had a card for day 1, but we did the ornaments. And then day 2, we did the pink truck, pink and green, which I really like that color combination as well. And then I'm going to have to write things on the back. Day 3 was the day I went live with Dana and we played with a sketch challenge. So that was my grunged up one. And then yesterday we did a little bit festive and we used some of the pre-cut elements, and I did a bit of splattering with the enamel, oh, what's it called? Gold enamel. Oh, I've forgotten what it's called. Anyway, so we did a bit of ink splattering. It is splattered all over my iPad as well. And then today we have gone completely different and day 5. So these 2 are actually from the same stamp set. So the Reindeer Fun. So that's how different you can get that stamp set to look. Completely different. So that's fun. This is what I had in mind for a long time, and I was like, yes. I had different colors in my head when I was planning it in my head, but then just a spur of the moment, I thought, let's do pink and orange again. So thank you very much for joining me. Now, I will say I'm going to do a little bit of a recap, but for those who are new to me and haven't met me before, I'll just come back to me. Down below is my website, so alisatilsner.com, and you can sign up to my newsletter, and then once a week I send out, well, sometimes it's a little bit more than once a week, but once a week you definitely get a free tutorial, and this is the card that is going to be going out in next week's newsletter. And so it will have all the measurements and all the everything that you need to go and recreate that one. I have been putting up any measurements that we need in the descriptions of these videos, just because I don't normally go live every day. And so that's been quite fun. And what else was I going to tell you? So make sure you're on my newsletter list, and I will be sending out a roundup later on today of all the 5 videos that we've done today, and then next Friday I'll do another roundup and that type of thing. So and then coming on Tuesday, I think it is, on the 3rd of December, we have our retiring product coming out, and it is going to be different this time from what has happened in the past. So we will know more about that in the coming days. So Tracy says, love the different colours for Christmas. I do too. It's sort of like when you've got, like we have a like a little buffet cabinet type thing in the lounge room, and that's where I put all my cards. So when you have something that's a little bit different to everything else, it stands out a little bit more too. So if you want your card to stand out on your friend's mantle, then do different colors and do lots of sparkles and stuff like that. They'll be eye-catching then. It's a little trick for you. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me. This week has been fun. I'm going to take the weekend off and we will be back live every day again in next week. I do have something on a Wednesday, which so the time is going to be a little bit different, and on Thursday the time will be different because I will be joining Dana for her 12 days of tags. So I'll be making a tag on that day as well. So that's it for the week. If you are in the US, happy Thanksgiving. Again, if you're in all the other countries, then enjoy your Black Friday sales. I don't think I'll be spending anything, although it probably would be a good time to start looking around for Christmas gifts. So I know my son wants a food dehydrator so that he can make some jerky. So we're thinking about that one. The other one wants to build himself a desk, so we'll probably get the parts for that for him. Okay, there you have it. I will see you next week. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.